Hey, brother, welcome to day 18 of 40 Days of Light. This past week, I toured via website the Museum of Peace and Justice in Montgomery, Alabama. It's a museum where there are 800 coffin-sized boxes, and some of them are hanging, and some of them are on the ground. And they are to commemorate the 800 counties in the United States where lynchings of African-American people took place. And the lynchings that were known, the names that are known, are put on those caskets. What a horrific memorial to the injustice in our culture. This is to be condemned and mourned. Something we should be ashamed has happened in our history. And it's easy for Christ followers to be enlisted to the outrage that comes with that. It's easy for us to be enlisted to say, that is not right, that should never have happened, and it should never happen again. We should condemn the collective and systemic oppression and injustice. And yes, we should. But this week we've been talking about how we start with the wrong assumptions, and if we do, we'll end up in the wrong place. It's like having a faulty compass. If you don't know where you are and you have a faulty compass, you're going to end up at the wrong place. And if we desire justice, equality, freedom, and opportunity, we need to start with a proper understanding of where we are. And we don't start with outrage. We don't start with politics. We don't start with culture primarily, even though we're slowly being assimilated into a new set of doctrines, a real rival religion that is slowly squeezing us into their mold. No, we start with the core issue in the heart of every man, woman, and child, and that core issue, which cannot be denied or overlooked, is sin. It's sin in every heart. It's not systemic anything. It's not systemic racism, sexism, or oppression. Those are symptoms. Here's what it says in Romans chapter 12, verse 2. Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind, that by testing you may discern what is the will of God, what is good and acceptable and perfect. We are in a war for the heart, not just for your vote or your dollars or your time or even your children. We're really in a war that starts with a set of judgments about where to begin. And we have to begin with what is undeniable scripturally, and that is that every single heart is sinful. If we start with the symptoms, if we misdiagnose it as our core problem being systemic racism or classism or homophobia, then that's the wrong place to start, because the symptom is not the source of finding the solution. Certainly, morphine can mask the pain, but at what cost? Accomplishments and hard work can mask the emptiness in a marriage, but at what cost? If sin is the cause, then what is the cure? Well, this may sound simplistic, but it is not simplistic. It is profound. Jesus is the cure. And our approach for the kingdom of God to come is to make disciples of Jesus, because that will root out all sexism, racism, classism. It's the remolding of the heart. It doesn't sound very effective until you remember that the kingdom of God is infectious, it's pervasive, it's subversive. You are the light, the salt, the yeast, and the seed, and each one of those qualities totally transforms their environment. So today, let's remember again, we start with a sinful heart, but God draws us in grace to himself. And Micah chapter 6, verse 8 again informs us, he has told you, O man, what is good, and what does the Lord require of you, but to do justice and to love kindness and to walk humbly with your God. Let's do that today as disciples of Jesus. God bless you.